Last week, we brought you rock and roll legend Mac DeMarco. This week, we bring you an artist of similar stature. He gained notability when he starred in the YouTube video from 9 years ago, Angry Man Yells at Trumpet Player. Please welcome an artist who respects the silence as it serves as the foundation of creativity, Sucka, right?
Douglas Levison.
Douglas Levison, everyone.
Yes.
Give it up for Doug.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Give it up for Doug.
Thank you.
Let's,
Nice to see you.
you want to
Adam.
do? You want to do how you did before?
2,
3. That's pretty cool. Where'd you learn
our
that?
generation.
Where'd you learn that?
Going back from the idea that if you are not part of the solution, you are part of the problem. And this is how we seal that deal.
That
This
was
is
so.
where-
That's
this
back
is
from
where
the
we came in.
'60s.
Yeah, no, this was the whole mindset. Was that everything that we started to get into in that part of the '60s, right? Now,
Yeah.
I met Kennedy.
You did?
When the week he was elected president.
What did he say to you?
Yeah, they said, "Good afternoon, young man."
Good afternoon. Yeah, because he's
Good
from
afternoon.
Boston.
This was at the hotel where I grew up, the Concourse Plaza.
Oh, wow.
And we had the Yankees up there, and we had the football Giants up there, and he came. My father was co-chairperson of the campaign,
Oh, really?
along with Uncle Bob Morgenthau,
Oh,
who
yeah.
was the DA, and before that had been the U.S. Southern District Attorney.
And you mentioned the Yankees. You're wearing baseball cleats right now.
Right, this
you
is
wanna
a
get that
special
on camera?
edition Nike baseball and track
Uh-huh.
that I hunted down, and these are these great shoes with the swoop, black and white.
And you go around New York in those shoes.
Yes,
That's
generally
pretty cool.
speaking. If not Cons, usually these.
Oh, no. not
Converse,
bad.
of course, being the ultimate urban shoe.
Yeah. Let's get up. Obviously, he shot to notoriety after that viral video came out, and I think a lot of New Yorkers, it resonated with a lot of New Yorkers.
You're no artist. An artist respects the silence. It serves as the foundation of creativity. You obviously don't have the talent. You don't have enough respect for yourself or other people, or what it is to express yourself. In music or any other form of creativity. And I'm an NYU film school graduate. Sucker!
Do you want to walk us through the day?
The response was very interesting. The whole thing took place on what was that year, because we no longer do the real holidays. It was the Monday holiday of the indigenous people, Columbus. So it was October 14th. That happened to be a magnificent day.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're down at Wagner Park, south of where I live in Battery Park City. And there's a lot of discussion about redoing Wagner Park. And this guy is blowing this, just, you don't hear him, right? But it was just absolutely awful.
It was bad.
And my attitude about it was that I went up to him and I said, like, can this? Now, some people thought that it had something to do with it being in front of the Jewish Museum. It did not, but that just happened to be
It had
where this
nothing
took
to do
place.
with that.
It's a lovely museum, and Uncle Bob Morgenthau was part of that. But no, it was just the level of breaking the silence down there on a very special day.
On Columbus
Moreover,
Day.
For those of us who had lived through the 9/11, okay, my friend and I were down there a couple of years plus at the time that happened, so we have a real sense, an intellectual and feeling type sense as to the experience that we lived through. And somebody coming around making that kind of racket is just not going to happen.
So you think that space should be about reflecting on the attacks
Quiet,
of September
the
11th?
silence, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, as the years have gone by, I heard the first one, and I've never heard a sound like that ever.
Yeah.
Okay, it was just unearthly and beyond. He saw the second one. He went to go park. We
Your
were
friend.
following the rules,
Yeah.
and he saw the second one fly over South End Avenue. It was
It's
crazy.
a nightmare.
When I went to meet him at 10:30, the one went down. So by the time I got to him, I had the Ringo Starr silver streak in my Beatle haircut.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we waited till the parking was up and go back to the house. They were taking everybody to Jersey. We stayed. And the trucks by that night were a block long. And Wednesday, I got out, checked everything out, got up into the village, made my way back. Nobody was getting in or out. I did. And we left on Thursday.
How'd
But
you
it was-
get out on foot?
I just hoofed it. I went
Yeah.
up the Esplanade by the water and then made my way over into the village.
Yeah.
And dropped off the mail and talked to people. There were no planes. The air was magnificent. The weather
Yeah.
was magnificent. I had closed the windows the night before. I went and got Bob Dylan's album that came out at midnight
I
on
love
September
Dylan.
11th.
I love Dylan.
I still have the receipt that's dated midnight at
Oh,
September
9/11.
11th. Yeah.
So do you think that was a coincidence, or
It just happened.
the attacks weren't a response to
So
the album?
I'm on my bicycle that night of the Monday, the 10th, to go get his album at midnight on the 11th, they were having a private party for Madonna at Tower Records, so that was out. So I wound up at Union Square, got the album with the receipt dated right around midnight into the 11th. The last thing I saw was 1:37 on the clock at the ferry terminal on the way home. And I closed the windows. I came home and I said, it's raining. And that's what saved our house. Because when I went out the next Wednesday, after what happened on Tuesday, the next day, Wednesday, the dust was up to your knees.
You're right.
Right? I mean, it was an amazing experience. So the point being that in terms of the attitude that we take, you shouldn't be making noise. You know? And it was a beautiful afternoon.
Oh, so the trumpet guy was disrespecting.
So I had no idea that this big, tall guy was sitting there, an iPhone on his lap, and he was taping this. I had absolutely no idea this was going on. And so I just, let loose with this, from a real intellectual
Do you think,
place.
have you gotten to that level before, or was that just a moment in time that was just random?
Was completely, it's just something that came up. I mean, I just felt very strongly about the circumstances, and I let it rip.
About the attacks,
Well, not just that, but what he was doing.
He just.
You're talking about this You're talking about this now, over 12 years later.
Right.
But the idea of what that resonates throughout our neighborhood forever, that never changes.
Yeah. Do you get noticed on the street? You get props from people?
I'll tell you about that, right?
Yeah.
So I went. My business is Flower Power Creative. That's my.
I saw your
company.
website. We'll talk about that.
Right.
Yeah.
And this one guy wanted to talk with me about some consulting work. So I get on the train, and I go up to Westchester, and I get off the train. This kid walks up to me, and goes, everybody at my college worships this. Okay. I'm coming out of 165 Broadway. Kid walks up to me in the elevator. He goes, you're famous, right? I've had people on the Metro, which I no longer take, but I was taking the Metro. 2 people in an interview said, we've seen this.
Really?
And this has happened any number of times.
So it's like a little bit flashed with celebrity.
I mean, it got over.
You got any groupies? No.
The situation.
You got any flashers?
Ladies,
no. No.
Situation with the ladies gets interesting.
We got to. No.
But
that would be incredible because women will.
I'm working.
They'll do a lot more for a lot less than what you did about the trumpet.
A monumental change about that side of this thing. Let's just put it that way, right? Put it in brief.
Yeah.
But it has some of the reaction. I mean, I had people call me up and say that they're praying.
Really?
Yeah.
But there's a moment in the video I got to ask you about. This is a very underrated moment in the video. You check your phone in the middle of the rant.
And you will never be anything. Never. How dare you? How dare you? You miserable, mediocre nothing.
Other people mention that to me, and I just don't know.
You don't know?
I really don't know.
It was probably one of those chicks that were like, I'm watching you on YouTube right now.
I don't know.
No, maybe.
But apparently that served as a real interesting break in this whole drama.
People have really analyzed those 45 seconds.
Yeah, right.
Like broken down by the second.
Right. And the one thing that people don't know is that right when he finished doing the taping, the kid almost ran me over with his bike.
He did.
Yeah, he just missed. And that was something else.
He tried to go kamikaze you with the bike.
Right. That's the term for
which
it. Which
would be a reminder of the Second World War, which would also be disrespectful.
My people came over on the Mayflower.
On the Mayflower?
Yeah. I am on that side of my family.
But you're Levinson.
Yeah, but that's
wait, we didn't have Levinsons on the Mayflower. Let's be honest here.
The way it works.
Come on.
It's your grandmother.
Oh, okay.
Now, my grandmother was Hampton.
Oh, so you're blue blood.
Hampton, yep. And my grandmother was Spencer, so that Diana was like a 4th or 5th cousin.
Wait, so you're like, wait, so everyone's calling you this Jewish guy that gets mad at it, but it's a total fraud.
Wow.
I'm offended right now, Doug. This is offensive.
The tracking is such that on my mother's side, they were from Ukraine.
Okay.
Her parents. And so I am technically brought up Jewish.
Oh, you're brought up Jewish.
Right. When they split, my parents, the deal was I had to go to Hebrew school till I was like 13.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
No, it was a waste of my Saturdays. And I saw the bar mitzvah through.
Yeah.
But that I walked. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm listening to the Beatles at that
Too
point.
much homework.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, because the Beatles.
Well, I've been doing TM, which
Oh.
is not a religion. The tradition is
practice.
that of the Vyasa, the 4 seats in the 4 corners of the Indian subcontinent.
Is that the guy with all the
Maharishi
arms?
is the one who was with the Beatles.
Oh, the Maharishi was
Mahesh Yogi.
Yeah.
He was.
But the
one.
Vinyasa is the guy with the multiple arms?
No,
Or,
Vyasa was the person who established the school.
uh-huh.
And then you have the 4 seats are called the Shankaracharya seats. So that Maharishi's guru was Gurudev, Brahmananda, Saraswati, Shankaracharya. And where they were was up in what's called Jodhamath, which is the
Jodhamagia?
valley. Him I ran into.
You met him? You met a lot
I
of
met him.
people.
Sat on Mickey Mantle's lap. How many people? My best friends were saying.
You
tell
sat
them.
on Mickey Mantle's lap?
Yes, they brought me down.
What year? How old were you?
6.
Okay.
The same year that the
That's
Kennedy,
excuse me. You can get away with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you
Same year that
said
we had
25, I would have
Kennedy.
been like, I don't know about
Right,
that.
right.
Yeah.
The same year that we had Kennedy in the Grand Ballroom at the hotel.
Yeah.
Prior to that, they used to hold the Yankee dinners at the hotel.
Yeah.
So they brought me down in my pinstripes. 6 years old. All of them are up on the dais. The Stengel, Yogi Berra, Mickey Mantle. They plopped me right on his lap. The place went nuts.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So you met a lot of famous New Yorkers. You meet Woody Allen ever?
Yes.
You
Any
did?
number of times when we were living uptown. Let me tell you, awfully nice guy.
Yeah.
He always respected
I agree.
Our being friends. The one amazing story about Woody Allen,
Yeah.
my friend dropped me off at 5th Avenue one day,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going around the corner. This is like 54th and 5th,
Mm-hmm.
and I run into him with the girl.
He likes girls.
He turned whiter than the walls.
Yeah.
He didn't want anybody knowing at the point. But the other times that I ran into him, he was always very nice, either me or with my friend. Really nice person, and this is an amazing thing.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that my father had gone. Okay, I didn't find out for several days when he went.
I'm sorry.
I got ticket. No, he hadn't smoked. He would have lived to be 100. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm walking down through Central Park because I got tickets for the Jets that I wanted to sell.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm making way to pick up the subway, the metro, down around 59th and 5th. It's easier to get out to Queens, and I run into him with Mia Farrow. And
Oh.
Mia Farrow is in literally a blind rage with him.
Wait.
I am
Wait,
not
continue.
kidding.
Keep going.
This is on a Sunday. Like the Jet game was like, I guess, a 1 o'clock kickoff.
What year is this?
This was 83. I was so tempted to walk up to them and say, look, we all
Calm
love
down.
you both.
Yeah.
The deal was I had to get out and sell these tickets for the Jets.
Yeah.
I had 2 consecutive weekends of tickets to sell. This was one of those
They were
weekends.
messing with your hustle.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, look, I sold them at face value to a nice guy.
What was
and
Mia
his son.
Farrow saying to Woody Allen?
Oh, she was absolutely in a blind rage. I mean, it was amazing.
Listen to this, guys.
It was just amazing to see her
Yeah.
going at him. He just stood there,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Now my friend runs into Diane Keaton.
Did you?
They're
Yeah.
online getting soup, and he gives her the line about this is for people with active minds, and she cracks up laughing. It was right out of one of his films. She could have been
Did
more
you ever
fun.
see? She did a post on the internet. Happy birthday to her one of her adopted kids, and it was from a screenshot, and it said Mia Farrow black child.
Well,
She shouldn't have posted that.
that became something.
That would have been that.
I mean,
That was messed up.
it's hard to comprehend
Yeah.
people's motivations,
Yeah,
but I think that.
but a lot of people think she she was lovers with Frank Sinatra.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The one boy looks just like
he
him.
looks. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree.
there's very little question about other things that went on.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So you in the video you say the guy's a miserable, no talent. People love it, right? People
For
go
sure.
crazy for it.
For sure.
Okay. Do you ever wish someone said that to Jim Morrison before he started the Doors? Maybe that could have saved us from a lot of.
No, it's funny because we went out to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
Yeah, yeah.
and the letter that his father sent him.
He was in the Navy, right? His
the
dad was
father
an
in
admiral
in
or
the
something.
Army or in the
The
Navy.
Army, yeah, it was all.
and he just writes in the most like awful, putting him down. That there's
Yeah,
no
he had a tough
future in it.
relationship with his
And
family.
we looked at that letter,
Mhm.
right?
Maybe that's why he was such a bad poet.
And wow, you know, you extract the essence when you're looking at a phenomenon.
Mhm.
You listen to Waiting for the Sun.
Yeah, yeah.
That's unbelievable. And a few other things that they do are unbelievable. But the thing is that he was one of these tormented artists who had the proclivity for not being able to cope. And the formula that you see in any number of these artists is charisma and physically attractive. And
he was a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And
but he looked like crap at the end though. Yeah, he really fell off.
Yeah. But this is the process of falling apart with so many of these. You look at Brian Jones with the Rolling Stones. When they're doing the rock and roll circus at the end of '68, he's already gone. I mean, you can't help that he was, and then he drowned in the pool.
Right.
When I started buying records, when I earned my own stereo, and I went out and I got the High Tide and Green Grass, and then the Octagonal one of theirs, the best hits of the Stones. When this you see, remember me, and bear me in your mind. Let all the world say what they will. Speak of me as you find. Brian Jones.
Wait, I want
He
to.
had just gone.
Did you kind of feel like you identified with that after your video came out? No, because a lot of people knowing who you are is not an easy thing.
Well, I mean, look, my attitude about it is I've been anchored in a program of knowledge and experience since I'm 18.
Yeah.
So the fact that I let it go on an emotional level one time.
But people really identified with that, especially New Yorkers.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of a microcosm of what it's like to live here, right?
Well, I mean.
Where like you see someone, I see these people on the subway by my house, they just move here and think that they're Dylan, and they're absolute crap heads, these guys. Yeah. And they should go back. I mean, their parents are clearly paying for know everything, And they should go back to, wherever they came from.
Well, it's
my opinion.
Look, this place is the ultimate rubric for what it is to have the intellectual and creative integrity.
Greatest city in the world.
This is the most amazing place there is.
I agree.
And I grew up in this place, and my father was a prominent attorney in this place. He was the executive secretary of the Metropolitan Trial Lawyers. He was the chairman of the Bronx County Bar. I walked into the Supreme Court of the United States with my father, and Morgenthau was family to us.
Robert,
Uncle Bob, he was
Uncle
to us.
Bob.
Uncle Bob. So that my sense of what it is to live here, and I grew up where I grew up with the stadium was 2 blocks from my house. And a lot of those people used to stay at the hotel when I was growing up. A lot of the Yankees and the Giants, some of the Mets and Jets when they were still at the Polo Grounds, got to know people. I mean, and living here, if you come from the right place, you can absorb all this amazing culture and all these amazing people and put it into your life.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm going to read you a couple Doors lyrics. I want you to tell me if it's good or if it's crap. Okay?
Yeah.
You can say no talent. Come on, touch me, babe. Can't you see that I'm not afraid? That's kind of crap, no?
I mean, look, take so many guys.
It kind of sucks.
Take so many guys who are timid and shy.
Yeah.
Maybe this record gives them the chance with a girl that they would never otherwise had, and that's art.
She hears that and then she gets so hot.
Right, but I mean,
because she sees here's a hot guy singing
the element of his being somebody who is able to say that the way he says that.
Yeah, but he was kind of a hot guy getting away with that.
He was, but there's
if
lots
there was
of guys who aren't.
if there was a less hot guy singing
right.
that,
and they
people
hear
would be
that,
like,
and maybe that gives them the courage to walk up to the girl and to dance.
Yeah, but maybe the band wouldn't exist if there was
It's, to me,
a guy that didn't look like Jim Morrison.
I think that when you're looking,
what do you think of this lyric? One
Go
sec.
ahead.
Breakfast where the news is read, television, children fed, unborn living dead, bullets strike the helmet's head. Do you like that?
I don't know. What is that from the end? Maybe I don't know.
No,
that's the other one they do when you listen to the end.
No, yeah, that's some really crap lyrics.
Let me tell you something.
Ride the snake.
The beginning, the beginning of that song is straight out of the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
Now let me say something.
You're a Dead fan,
Garcia,
right? You mentioned the Dead in the video.
Garcia was family.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Warlocks.
My brother brought the Grateful Dead up to Clark in Worcester, Mass. They blew the campus out twice with the amps.
Yeah.
And the beginning of the friendship for me was my brother took me to a huge festival up at Hartford one day, May of my senior year of high school or junior year. He brought me backstage to meet them, and I could not say a word. But what happened was when I moved out to California to go to Cal initially, and I wound up at art school, but I started at Cal. The weekend that I'm walking around Berkeley, having just moved out there and didn't know much of anything about it, just having moved, Jerry Garcia and friends at the Keystone Berkeley, I gave the guy my brother's business card. Come on back.
You're a big Beatles fan, right?
Beyond.
Yeah.
Beyond.
But McCartney once said, he said, she was 17. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've always wondered what he meant by that.
Okay.
What did he mean?
Paul's explanation was that, you know what I mean, was just a throwaway line.
You can't say that kind of stuff nowadays. You
Well, I
can't.
mean, you know what I mean. The ambiguity is perfect. You know what I mean.
What does he
The
mean?
way she looked was way beyond compare.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how could I dance with another?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I saw
her standing there.
So
Yeah.
you know what I mean. But this
What
was
does
a
he mean,
spur of the
though?
moment.
What does he mean?
Ah, she's
I
gorgeous.
don't want to put the
She's
screws to you
gorgeous.
right now.
Obviously, she's just
Can you
17.
s-
You know what I mean.
Nowadays, you can't really
Teenage
say that.
Queen. I mean,
yeah.
take ABBA, Dancing Queen. I mean,
That's
it's
an
the same.
amazing song. You know that song starts on the bridge.
Yeah.
You can dance, you can run, having the time of your life. Ooh, see that girl, watch that thing, the dancing queen.
And then he brings in, because he always did the two of them, Bjorn and Benny, all the operatic strings.
Incredible. Doug, I fancy myself a bit of a musician, but I am not public.
What do you play?
I play acoustic guitar, singer-songwriter, acoustic guitar.
Excellent.
I'm inspired by Bob, Townes Van Zandt, all the greatest musicians of our lives.
generation.
Your generation.
My generation.
Your generation. But I like those guys. So what I'm gonna do, and you can keep it brutal with me. You don't have to be nice to me. I'm gonna play you quietly. I'm gonna play you from my phone a demo of mine, and you can react to it.
Okay.
Are you happy to do that?
Sure.
Okay. Here, I'm gonna find it for you. I don't want this to affect your response, but I put my entire heart and soul into this. So
Well, I've been playing.
it's probably the greatest thing I've ever
I've been
made.
playing since '72.
What do you play?
Left-handed guitar.
Oh, left-handed. McCartney.
I have a
McCartney.
Hofner.
Jimi Hendrix.
Similar to Paul. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna play it for you. You can hold the phone. Wait, let me just. Here, I'm gonna play it for you. You just hold it to your ear. Here. No, not in the mic. I don't want to. I think he likes it.
It's working as dead.
It's good.
Essentially, the only thing you got
You just do it in the mic.
you got to pick it up about half a step.
Half a step, a little slow.
Just bring it up a little.
But it's
Bring-
from the heart.
Bring,
you know?
oh no, it's marvelous.
Yeah.
But you just have to change the rhythm slightly up.
You know?
Bring it up a little.
Yeah, it's a little slow.
It's totally working man's dead.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Working Man's Dead?
Oh yeah, sure.
You
it's
hear
got
that, guys?
same
Let's get a
ballad,
round of applause for that. Let's get that.
that kind of
Working
ballad
Man's Dead.
sound.
Working Man's Dead.
Yeah, Working
I
Man's
appreciate
Dead.
that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, of course.
I appreciate that so
The
much.
you got to do with that,
Yeah. What do I got to do?
pick up the rhythm.
gotta
by
do it-
about- pick up the rhythm by about half a step.
Yeah. I think, yeah. It's
a
a
little
little
bit
too
slow.
druggy. A little druggy.
It's druggy,
It's a little-
slow, but what you have there, in terms of the ballad type value, is very good. It's a nice piece of music, but it needs a little bit more like on the uptake.
TM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's twice a day, every day, plus Chopra's techniques every day, and that's
Who's
50
Chopra?
years. Dr. Chopra. Deepak.
Oh, Deepak.
Yeah. This is 50 years. Come January 21st for me.
You do it every morning?
Every day, morning and evening.
You know David Lynch is really into
Yeah.
it.
Well,
Have you been to his
the
institute
concert.
in Iowa?
Yes. Well, that's where I was.
You
I
were
went
there
to the
in Iowa.
university. In my group, I was the first legitimate person to go up, which is about 2 feet up and about 2 feet forward. That's the cities program, and I can do that on
you
foam.
can- Wait, you can levitate from...
Well, it's called flying.
You can fly.
Yeah. Not
meditating?
Like a lot, not like a bird, but enough that your body...
You got off the ground.
Yes.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. About 2 feet up. Well, when we did the world tour of this,
Yeah.
they did 100 countries, and they did 1,000 cities.
And you did it for people around the world?
They did. I wasn't part of that, but I'm one of the people who learned.
Yeah.
Okay? And when we were at the UN, we brought in delegates from 50 nations. It's the United Nations.
Right.
And we had one of the grand halls of the United Nations. We took out 3 or 4 of the best flyers. We had them demonstrate.
So there are more people that could do this.
Oh, yeah.
They
No,
did it
there's
at
millions.
the UN?
Yeah.
No
we
way.
had a
That's
demonstration
Doug,
at the United
this
Nations.
This is bupkis.
No.
No, you can't.
Look on the UN Journal.
You
for
can't
the date.
fly.
Yes, you can.
Wait, you believe in
can't, like,
ghosts?
no, you
You
can't.
believe in spirits?
Yes.
And ghosts?
I'll tell you a great story about that.
Doug.
We went up to Plymouth.
This is a little bit too
listen.
boogie woogie for me.
No, listen. We went up to Salem.
Massachusetts?
We were up in Salem. And they have Samantha from Bewitched in the town square.
Mm-hmm.
The same way that they have Jackie Gleason in front of the Port Authority.
Good, very funny guy.
And they have Mary out in Minneapolis tossing the hat. They have Samantha in the square. So he and I wanted to do some meditating before we were going to head back into Boston, okay? We drove into this, like, graveyard, and we started meditating, and I swear to you, they said, get out. They told me and my best friend.
They saw you floating?
No. We were sitting doing program, TM.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They said, get out. You're disturbing our rest. We looked
The
at
ghost said this to you.
We looked at each other, and we said, that's it. We're out of here.
That's scary.
No. It
But
was
they're not.
fine.
You shouldn't be scared of
That
them.
was their place of rest.
Yeah.
And we were going in there by diving into this dimension. We were disturbing them. And they said, like, out.
Yeah. Simple enough.
So we left, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. I mean, there are other dimensions.
Sure.
And depending on the sincerity and clarity of the person, there are people who are sensitives. There are people who are mediums. And some people really do have the ability to get hold of somebody on the other side.
And there are also ghost hunters, people that hunt.
Well, that's a whole other story. Look, they did very well with the film.
Yeah.
It was the first one.
And no one's
Which I never watched the whole film.
no
but
one's
yeah.
no one's protecting these ghosts from these hunters
Well, I mean, look.
and these milfs from these hunters
What your
too.
attention is what grows in your life, where you put your attention.
Yeah.
So that something of this kind, it's an interesting experience, but it's not a predominant value. Okay?
Right.
He wakes up now every day, my best friend. He is Beethoven.
Who are you guys roommates? You and your best friend?
My best friend.
How long have you guys lived together?
We know each other going back to college.
Mm-hmm.
And we were roommates sophomore year, 72 into 73, and then I left. Moved out to California. And then we got the place, the Upper East Side, in 77. They bought us out, and we're living down here, Battery Park City. It'd be 24 years. And we have both come close with the girls. And as I told you, I'm coming off of a monumental situation at this time. And I mean monumental.
Yeah.
In terms of that side of all of this.
Wait, with a chick?
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, a disappearing act, let us say.
You ran away?
No, they ran away.
Oh God.
They ran away. And it
But your
took
boy
me-
was there for you.
It took me the better part of a year to
Yeah.
begin to pick it all up.
Yeah.
And begin to understand that you got 4 billion women in this world, and you got
Oh, my
4
God, so
billion
many.
guys in this world. We just
Yeah.
reached 8 billion, so I can't take that on.
But living in New York is pretty good for
Yeah.
us. For us especially.
Oh yeah,
Because it's like I would grow up, I'd watch Seinfeld,
Oh.
and I'd see George with she'd be with an angel.
You
and
want-
I'd be like, what the fuck is this? How's this guy with this angel? And then I moved to New
Okay.
York City. I see us kind of guys with tens all the time.
right.
Unbelievable.
Now, friends, the blonde girl, the Kudrow, this is the hippie Hindu goddess
Yeah, yeah.
of infinite manifestation.
You're into Phoebe.
That is my
I'm a little
that
bit
is
of
my
Phoebe
definition.
man
Now, I'm
myself.
into her.
Sometimes I'm a Phoebe man.
She could read the phone book so far as I'm concerned.
But I like Elaine from Seinfeld.
Yes.
She's like,
She's a nice little girl. She went
She's
on
funny.
to do other interesting things. It's with friends. The one thing you could say, except for the one boy, the other 2 boys were marvelous and were great friends.
Joey, because he's not very smart.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Sweet, sweet
And
boy.
Chandler is like sarcastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
But very sharp and kind.
Very
basically.
sharp, but he's always
And the
comes in.
girls, each in their own way. Although in every sense, the Kudrow is the goddess.
Yeah. Oh my God. Don't
The
get me
goddess. But the girls are all very lovely. And,
Yeah, yeah.
and so
Rachel.
I will be doing a million things, reading or listening to music, and I'll catch the opening credit,
And then you'll turn it down.
turn it down, and then move on. Generally speaking, that's my take on them.
Wait,
right?
but my cousins, I have cousins in Israel, and they're always like, Adam, you're such a chandelier. Isn't that funny? That's pretty funny. Wait, this is a comedy show. So we used to do this ridiculous podcast. Now we're making it into a professional talk show. But
So I was informed by the
since
eminent David.
since it's a comedy show, why don't you tell us your favorite joke? How about that?
I mean, I'm not much for that.
When the mic. Sorry.
The only one I can think of really is the guy is lying there gone,
Uh-huh.
and the old lady comes up while they're all looking around him and goes, give him a little, I can't say because I'm a vegan, so I'll say, give him a little mushroom soup. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Give him a little mushroom soup.
Wait, what do you mean you can't say? Oh, it's like a meat soup?
Yeah, but so I'm going to juxtapose the type of soup, and she goes,
Yeah, but you mean meat
give him
soup.
a little mushroom soup.
Meat soup.
Give him a
Yeah.
mushroom soup, and the guy looks up at her, goes, can't help. She goes, can't hoit.
Can't hoit.
Right, can't hoit.
What does
The
that
old
mean?
Jewish lady, can't hurt.
Oh, can't hurt.
Right.
But what does it mean? What is that?
That he's already gone, but she's coming up there saying, give him a little mushroom soup, give him a little
Oh,
mushroom-"
because he's dead already.
Right.
I'm an idiot. I'm not a very funny comedian. I'm actually one of the worst comedians in America, but one of the cutest.
But that's a comedy. The Stooges.
You like the
Three
Stooges?
Stooges.
Yeah.
Their best stuff, the best Curlies, the best Shemps.
So you prefer that to like a Seinfeld, the
Oh,
Stooges?
yeah,
A
absolutely.
lot of boing,
And the better Marx Brothers.
getting hurt in the penis and
and the
stuff.
better
Yeah.
Marx Brothers. And
Groucho.
So far, well, I
What do you mean the better ones? Who are the crap mouth?
Harpo, the guy-
Let's call out the crap Marx Brothers.
the
Let's hear it.
guy, well, that was Zeppo,
Zeppo.
who had to go.
Piece of shit.
But
What an absolute fraud. I checked out your website. Let's talk Flower Power Creative.
that's correct.
There was one thing I wanted to ask you about. So there's the section that says women's rights on it.
Yep.
And then there's just a picture of a lady holding a stop sign.
No, we have.
So I wanted to know what that was all
The
about.
photo galleries are of a number of the different drop downs. The galleries are an accompaniment to what you look up. The lady was a school crossing lady, and the purpose of her picture, and there's a whole series of different people, was working women.
Oh, women working.
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
I have a gift for you, Sammy. You want to bring up the gift, or you don't have to? Dave can bring it up. I made something, and I want you to have. I did a painting of you after you did that video, and I made a T-shirt.
Oh man.
You want to see that? What do you think?
Look, I'll
And
give
I
you
wanted
the,
you to
I'll
have
give you the
this.
credit that they did catch the shirt well.
Yeah, let's get
They caught the shirt
Can we
well.
get a photo? Let's get a photo, Sammy, huh? This is good, huh? Let's get a picture. People are gonna love this. They're gonna go crazy for this. Very good. They're gonna be
Very
calling you
good.
T-shirt man instead of Trumpet. Yeah, but this is for you. I wanted you to have this.
That's an amazing rendering.
Thank you. You like it?
That really is. Well,
Well, you got to say it in the mic. They can't hear you. Yeah.
it's a caricature.
It's a caricature,
Right.
but you think it's a good rendering.
Oh yeah. No,
Thank
for a
you.
caricature,
I'm
it's
quite
done-
talented, actually.
Done
so,
quite well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think we're gonna wrap things up. I really appreciate your time today.
Listen, I mean, it's been a real
Thank you so
pleasure.
much for coming on the show.
As they say on the rooftop, I hope we're past the audition.
No, you passed.
Okay.
You got off the casting couch.
Right.
Let me tell you.
Right. That's right.
You passed with flying colors.
Fortunately, we are rendering that in the past now too.
Yeah.
That's
of course.
heading the way of the air sheep too. That was another big fight
The
for women in
casting
Hollywood
couch.
and in New York.
Oh, to
get
not
past.
have sex with
Okay, when
predators.
I'll be here.
Oh, we're off.